All right. Good morning, everybody. It's Friday. Not really Friday, but for this broadcast that when you're watching, it's Friday. I am with the Koikes over in Japan, and they're actually 13 hours ahead of us. And so when I'm recording this, it's evening over here, but it's already the morning the next day. So they're living in the future. And so we're really excited that they're with us today. And so they've been our missionaries for a while. They actually was able to visit us last year. And I don't know if you could see it, but I still have your letter that you sent to me back there. It's on my desk.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, I thank you for that letter. That was beautiful.
Thank
And
you.
we really enjoyed our visit with you guys. But what we're trying to do on the Fridays broadcast is to share with our people just different things going on, not only in our community here in Phoenixville, but also what's going on around the world. And so looking at how, coronavirus has affected us all, one of the things that has been good is that we've been able to increase communication with virtual meetings. And that's been very good. And so, for some of our people that may be newer to you guys who may have just started coming to the church, if you guys could take a few moments and let us know how you came to know Jesus and then how you guys began working with Word of Life in Japan.
We are from Osaka, Japan. I was born and raised in Osaka, and my family was atheist. But my older sister was invited to a church camp, and she came to know the Lord. And next summer, she took me and my brother and my younger sister to the same church camp, and all of us got saved. I was 11 years old, and the pastor who led us to the Lord had gotten saved on the Word of Life Island camp when he was an exchange student. So I got to know about Word of Life, and so I went to the Bible Institute when I was in college, and I became a missionary with Word of Life.
Awesome.
Okay. Hi. I was born and raised in a typical Japanese family, which was following Buddhism and Shintoism at the same time, without deep conviction. And when I was 4, my father died, and my mother got encephalitis from a mosquito bite. So I was raised by my grandma, who was almost blind, and I was very scared that I could be an orphan anytime. So I started praying to God without knowing who He was, and somehow I realized that all those God and goddesses in my house was fake. So so I just kept praying to God. And when I was 10, I watched a Jesus movie on television, and I was really fascinated by Christ, but there were no Christians or no churches around me. But I just kept praying to God, and when I was 13, I was invited to a Sunday school by my friend, and I learned that Jesus died for my sin. So I accepted Jesus as my personal savior then. And but the church was really confusing, and they told me that I have to be perfect in order to just keep going to heaven. And so I tried for 12 years, and of course it didn't work. So I just stopped serving the Lord, or following Jesus. And so I was I was lost. But at that time I met Tomo's pastor, who was saved in Word of Life camp in New York. And he told me that, why don't you go to a Bible Institute in New York? So I, through many prayers, I did, and I met the Lord again, because I was lost, but I realized that Jesus never lost me, and He was always there. And so I decided to follow Jesus, and I wanted to be used of Him, for Him. So, and the Lord led me to Word of Life. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like how 2 Peter says that those who, even though they're saved, they feel blind or they feel lost, and that they've forgotten the truth. But thank God Jesus never forgot us, and that's amazing. That's a great testimony. Thanks for sharing that with us.
Thank you.
So this has been a challenging year for a lot of people. But for your family,
Mm-hmm.
especially with the loss of your son-in-law, and you know with Yuki and Anna now, they're still in in Washington, right? They're still in the Seattle area. So can you tell us how they're doing, and then how your son is doing as well?
Yeah, okay. So I'm going to show you this. Sorry. This is Yuki and Anna.
Yeah, they are still in Washington State.
Yeah.
And after they lost Austin, our son-in-law, one Christian family, wonderful Christian family, hosted them, and they stayed there for more than 1 year.
Yeah.
And then they moved to an apartment, and so right now they are living by themselves.
Okay.
And Yuki, our daughter, was looking for a part-time job, but God, the only job she found was a full-time job, 5 days a week, but we thought, or she thought that was something that God provided for her.
Yeah.
So she took the job, and so on next Monday she's going to work there. That's a local bank, and very small, but a very decent job. So Anna, our daughter was looking for a daycare for our granddaughter Anna, and she found a really good one. And the bank is about within 3 minutes from where they are living right now. And daycare is within like 5 minutes. And the local church that they go to is within 5 minutes by car. So everything is right there. So we believe that God provided everything for them.
It's great. That's good. And so your son lives in Japan? Okay.
He lives with us right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he works at a hotel?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
How's it going?
どうだろうね. Yeah, it's getting like other all the other hotels in the world, they're having a hard time financially.
Yeah.
So I think they have to make the work hours shorter for everyone. But we are still they're still opening, and yeah, so we're just really trusting the Lord. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been tough on a lot of people. So tell us how ministry has changed because of the virus.
Yeah, we've been doing everything on Zoom, online. And we have 2 locations that we have ministry. One is tsunami hit area. The town is called Minami Sanriku, and it's about 1.5 hours away by car. And at the Bible study group, we have elderly people like in their 70s, 80s, and 90s. So after this virus thing, we haven't been able to go there. But we've been sending letters, sharing the gospel through snail mail, and also we call them once in a while. And so we just keep in the contact with them. We also have English class online, and since we are not spending time 3 hours back and forth between Minami Sanriku and Sendai, we have more time, and so we got more students on the English class. And we used to have English class and invite them to our summer camp. Then we can share the gospel. But this year we don't have summer camp. We won't have. So we have to think about another way to share the gospel with them. Maybe we can do that online, but we need to think about how. Yeah.
There are some pictures from our English class in the tsunami area. So
nice.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, keeping in contact with people is just different, especially when we've had to basically change our entire method of ministry. On March 8th, that was the last Sunday that our church met, and we had this very big about how we were going to prepare for the summer and all that, and then that's done. All of our plans have changed, but we've been using online methods as well. We're actually going to try doing a virtual vacation Bible school this year. Kind of just have there's a couple of curriculums that have that we'll basically broadcast, and then we're going to try to have some homes do like in their backyard with some kids over, because at that point we should be able to have gatherings of 25 or less at least to get some of those things going as well. But yeah, everybody has had to change their method of ministry. How are things going at Word of Life Japan? How are they doing?
Yeah, we have English SYME, School of Youth Ministries in English, and we teach the Bible in English. They also did the outdoor online class for students. And before they did the online class, they had only 2 or 3 students. But after the online class, they got 15 students. And so we are blessed. And in June, they will restart the live class. And 5 students have applied for the school. So through the coronavirus, got increased the number of the students.
Yeah, we're seeing that all over the world, that this is actually has been a blessing in disguise for some people. We finally can reach more people because it's more accessible when it's online as well. So how are things going in the nation of Japan? Like where you guys live, how have things changed? Has there any how are the restrictions? Are there any lighter, or how's that going right now?
Yeah, we are encouraged to stay home. Yeah. We don't have law that we have to be we are forced to stay somewhere.
Quarantine,
yeah. Yeah. But somehow the coronavirus has not been spread so much in Japan. So we have in our prefecture, like state, we have 2 million people, and only 89 people have found contracted by coronavirus.
Wow. And only 1 dead.
And just 1 dead. And so I would say the coronavirus have not been widely spread.
Yeah. So I think that's our commercial for people to join Word of Life Japan and go over to help you guys.
Yeah, please come.
Yes, because over here it's way worse than that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yes.
For that.
Right.
For
yeah. Did your daughter and granddaughter were planning on visiting, and that trip I guess got canceled, right? Because of everything going on.
Right. Yeah.
Well,
That in the beginning of in the beginning of February they were going to, but we thought that Japan will be disastrous.
Sure.
And we thought that America, where they live, will be much safer.
No.
But yeah, so now we can say that they could have come, but that the Lord knows. So yeah, and we don't know when they can visit us again, or we can visit them again. So yeah, but
yeah,
the Lord knows.
Communicating through Zoom and then time and talking. Good.
On messengers.
Yeah. That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
Well, guys, that's all I have. I just wanted to, you have any prayer requests specifically that we can be praying for? Any upcoming projects or things that we can be praying specifically for as a church?
Yeah, so we will continue this online class, and we'd like to get as many students as possible to contact, to have contact with them, and we'd like to share the gospel somehow with them. And also, pray for my daughter and Yuki and granddaughter Anna. They kind of have new lifestyle, and please pray that Anna will find a good friends in the daycare.
Sure.
And pray for Isaiah as he continues his work at the hospital, hotel.
Yeah.
My dad is in a very difficult condition right now, and my family, anyone cannot visit him right now. No one.
Mhm.
So please pray for him.
Sure. We're in the same situation over here. No one is allowed to visit the senior citizens and nursing homes, and so it's it's very tough on the senior population right now. Yeah, and and because of there still is that gap with technology knowledge on some of them not being able to do that, and so we've been a lot of us here have been relying on nurses to, if we give them a tablet or we give them a phone or something, that they'll set it up. And so you're praying that your nurses are not only knowledgeable but willing to do that. And thank God for the most part here, nurses are they're doing whatever they can to connect their loved ones. So that's tough. Well, we'll continue to pray for you guys for all those things.
Thank you.
And we'll continue to keep everybody updated. So I'm going to end the recording, and then I'll talk to you guys for a second. So those that are on the Friday broadcast, thanks to the Koikes for talking to us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.